This is the chart review for 4/22/2019, Monday, and thought I'd start out here on the 60-minute chart and kind of walk you through. So this was the start of the day right here. Um, it found pretty much support here on the top of this volume node that we had traded the previous day, um, and just basically took off from there. Uh, it traded up into this volume node right here, tested the bottom of it, and this was pretty much the end of the day panic buy right here, and it's just been trading, testing the top of the volume node for the rest of the day. This was the lowest volume day of the year as far as I can see. There just wasn't really any volume even at the open here compared to previous days. Again, the panic buy at the end of the day got quite a bit of volume right there. But so I kind of wanted to go over something that I saw on the chart today. So here's this blue line is the 7 o'clock open. Let me put a couple arrows on here, and oh. And it pretty much took off and rallied up right here, where I had indicated a level pre-market, um, was pretty much this tie-in right here where they tried to sell it, but it just wouldn't go anywhere. They were really kind of sitting on the bid and holding it up. You can see that they tried, but then it took off, and as it got up to the next kind of level right here, I knew things were pretty much going to be positive for the rest of the day. Um, so this is delta right here, right? This is aggressive sell orders. Look at the size of these bars. They were hitting it hard, really hard, and basically the algos were just refilling the bid the entire time. Um, that's what they call a iceberg order, where the algos are just putting new limit orders on as fast as they're being taken out by the market orders, and you can see that it didn't move down at all. And when it started to go green right here, you just kind of knew that it had another leg in it right there, and took off and moved to the upside right here. And so what happens is I think the algos buy very aggressively, and when they break a level, they like to push it up to the next level, um, and then as everybody starts to kind of get on board, they actually sell back into the market in order to decrease their risk. And that's what you see when you get typically bear flags and stuff like that. So um, you can see here that even though it moved quite a bit down right here, the selling really wasn't quite as aggressive, and they continued to sell, right, and just kind of held the market up right here as it went sideways. So you had a pretty good divergence on the delta, telling you that even though it was low volume day, there was an aggressive buy algo that was basically going to keep things up at this point. It was really kind of a tell right here when this thing couldn't move back off of this line at all with this fairly decent sell right here, and then from this sell, and then they started selling right here, and they couldn't budge it back at all. Um, the bid was just being constantly refilled as fast as that they would sell into it. Um, at that point, it just kind of, I mean, it wasn't real aggressive. You could see that we made the delta over across here, but as soon as we got up over here, it was pretty much all the way up, and this was the end of the day. Talk about a panic buy, right? look at these bars. Um, they put almost what 15 from two, so they bought 13,000 aggressively into the buy in order to grab this next level. Um, you know, somebody wanted in pretty bad at the end of the day, and historically the last hour is always up. There's very few days that the market isn't up in the last hour, so that's just kind of a hint, I guess. Um, but right now we built a pretty big volume node right here, and unless they do something aggressive overnight, I really see it just kind of balancing across the top right here, and probably making the next move up. Um, Looking at the bigger time frame right here, we're basically back up across this volume node, testing the top of it right here. We're getting a little bit of a sell reaction after hours. It's probably pretty hard to see, but um, we're back up against this volume node, and boy, I really kind of screwed up that chart right there. And I think we're going to basically move up and test into this area right in here. This is the next node, so I would expect the market probably to be sitting probably right about 29.18 by morning. Where they're going to test this node in the bottom of this piece right here. But you never know. I mean, you don't know who's going to show up and who's going to play in the market. But that was kind of my observations for the day. The market looks very positive at this point. Um, I took a stab at this right here. I think I just jumped out after I saw that it wasn't going anywhere. I took another stab at this level right here, got a couple ticks off of it, and I jumped back in right up here as it started to sell off. But the rest of it, once we got up over here, this was just like watching paint dry, so it wasn't very much fun. And that's it for the day. We'll see you in the morning.